Coming up on CTV News at 8, the conditional go-ahead for the on-campus stadium here at CSU continues to stir up controversy. Tonight, CTV reporter Sarah Downey shows us the face of the opposition. And building back from tragedy, how two people took a summer of fire and turned it into art. And later, the future of the Fort Collins resource is evolving, how transportation around the city might change.
43,000 CSU Ram alums call Denver home. Now it's easier for Denver Ram fans to stay connected with CSU. CSU is proud to announce the new Colorado State University Denver Center, where Ram alums will feel at home. It's a place to make professional connections, enjoy events with other alumni, and even show your Ram pride with a wide selection of CSU fan gear. Stay connected with CSU, the CSU Denver Center at 17th and Glenarm. Learn more at rams5280.colostate.edu.
As much as possible, and this is the voter registration deadline, so this is kind of our last push to get the last remaining unregistered voters registered.
One final effort to register students for the upcoming election. 28 days to go until November 6th, when America will cast their votes. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Michael McNulty.
And I'm Katie Spencer. Today is the last day to register to vote in Colorado. And signs could be seen all over campus today of those efforts. Nonpartisan organizations were out in full force, as well as the different political parties. Everyone had the same goal, though, to get students registered. In the past, students have proved to be difficult to keep current registration because many change location often.
Right now we're doing a voter registration drive. Since today is the last day that people can register to vote, we're trying to get as many students on campus who have changed their addresses or who just haven't registered to vote yet to get registered, since today is the last chance for it.
Advice on registering to vote came from all across the country today. Our partners at KCSU talked to Beau Biden, Vice President Joe Biden's son, on the importance of students registering.
Registration ends tomorrow in the state of Colorado, as you know, and I encourage everybody and your listeners out there to go to registerincolorado.org, registerincolorado.org, and you can actually register online. And but the deadline to do so is on the 10th of October. It's an important day tomorrow and important day today to make sure you get out there and register to vote for the November 6th election.
There's less than a month before the national election, so here are some important dates to remember. In Colorado, early voting including ballots that are mailed out, starts on Monday, October 22nd. Then the general election starts at 7 a.m. on Tuesday, November 6th.
Chilly weather had students bundling up on campus. Coming up, Ashley Wallinger tells us how cold it was today.
And one transportation resource in Fort Collins is in jeopardy. What the future of the bike share program looks like and the conversation community members are having.
If you're looking for a new pet that you can cherish every day, consider adopting from a shelter. Shelters are full of healthy, loyal, fun, loving pets, eager to become a part of your family. A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet, so bring home your new buddy today. To find out more, you can visit theshelterpetproject.org.
So it was freezing this weekend, and then yesterday was warm, and then it's cold again today.
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a bipolar pattern lately, but it's warming up soon, so that's good. Let's check out this picture from today on campus. That girl is wearing a coat, obviously, so it was very chilly today. Hopefully she didn't have to bike too far because it wasn't really a great day for that, but luckily that's all changing starting tomorrow. Yesterday it was feeling almost like summer, but today it was pretty cold and cloudy. Let's check out the high temperatures across the state from today. Today in Denver it was 43 degrees, over in Lyman it was 40, here in Fort Collins it was 48, and in Colorado Springs it was 58 degrees. If you're not ready for winter just yet, you're in luck. A warming trend is in the forecast for the rest of this week. Tomorrow and Thursday, we'll see highs in the low 70s, and it should stay dry and sunny through the end of this week. This weekend will be slightly cooler with temps reaching into the upper 60s, but it should feel nice after last weekend's cold front. Saturday, there's a slight chance of rain, and the wind will pick up as a weak cold front moves across the area. The lows are staying into the 40s, so you shouldn't have to worry about your plants freezing overnight. Into early next week, conditions are staying partly cloudy and dry, and there's no chance of snow in the forecast for right now. For more weekly weather forecasts, you can watch CTV News or visit ctv11.com for your morning weather updates. Back to the desk.
The current bicycle sharing program in Fort Collins is running flat. The city is currently looking into alternatives to keep the sharing program around. This weekend, two automated systems were on display for the community input. The bicycle culture in Fort Collins is still strong even into the colder months, but one bicycle program isn't going to survive the winter. Grant funding for the Fort Collins Bike Library, which allows anyone to rent a bike, is coming to an end this year.
Well, we're looking at what the future of the bike sharing system should be.
The Bike Library still has 2 locations in Fort Collins. The main station is here in Old Town Square. The on-campus location is currently closed, so the city of Fort Collins is looking into new ways to bring back a bike sharing program to CSU.
One of the options we've looked at is continuing the current bike library or expanding it somehow and maybe augmenting it through the use of an automated system.
B-Cycle and Via-Cycle are 2 automated sharing systems that were on display this weekend. The demonstration allowed the public to try the service for free and give their input on the future of bike sharing.
You actually walk directly up to the dock, so just tap my B card on the dock. Now I get my bike and set the seat and I'm on my way.
B-Cycle is already in many cities around the country, including Denver and Boulder.
With everyone stopping by, there seems to be a lot of support, a lot of excitement, and there's already such a great bicycling culture here. And I think that establishing stations and making bicycles even more readily available to members of the community and visitors it's a great thing.
Follow CTV 11 for updates as more demonstrations come to town. To follow the Bike Library alternative analysis, visit fcgov.com. The announcement of the conditional go-ahead for the on-campus stadium has Fort Collins on the fence. Coming up, businesses around CSU campus look at what the future could hold for them if the stadium is built.
And many students are opposed to the new stadium. We'll show you the reasons why they're against the project.
$7,000 high school students drop out every school day. That's a line of desks more than 4 miles long. We can keep students in school. Visit boostup.org and take the first step.
Many restaurants and businesses that surround CSU's campus have expressed mixed feelings about a potential stadium. The Fort Collins Coloradoan reported that businesses on the south side of the campus have split opinions on what the stadium would do to business. Some say local business economies would be great, while others worry about the potential for traffic congestion and parking demands.
It seems that the highly talked about stadium announcement came prior to a very popular weekend. It was homecoming here at Colorado State University. Alumni, family, and friends crowded the campus, and stadium supporters took advantage. An email was sent out titled, "Building a Bold Future, It's Go Time." The email talked about the logistics of the new stadium and asked if people had any interest in donating. These email efforts didn't receive any immediate interest to give, and no substantial gifts were given toward the new stadium so far.
Last week, the CSU Board of Governors agreed with Tony Frank's support of a $250 million on-campus stadium. This decision has sparked even more questions from campus and community members. Everything from, is 2 years too long to wait, to what would happen to CSU's reputation if the plan falls through? CTV reporter Sarah Downey found the people asking these questions.
If you build it, they will come. Or will they? CSU has been no stranger to this question since President Tony Frank and the Board of Directors okayed the proposed $250 million on-campus stadium last week. A decision that would hopefully bring excitement has left the majority of students fearful.
The fact that they want to build the stadium on the Plant Education Research Center, the Perk Center, and the Student Sustainable Garden is going to change the face of CSU.
67% of Rams fans do not agree with abandoning Hughes. But now it comes down to a waiting game.
The CSU Gardens, as well as the Z-Lot adjacent, would be demolished by the stadium construction. This will affect student parking as well as faculty and students who utilize the gardens for class and recreation.
We experiment and learn about the plants and the soil and the whole ecosystem that goes along with that, and just learning how to grow food in a bigger system than your backyard. And it's a really valuable classroom.
But not all students see the stadium as bad news.
Hughes is nice, but I do feel like it would make recruiting easier for our football team if we did have a big on-campus stadium. So I do think it would help, but you have to evaluate at what cost it would help.
And the cost is high. Alongside rising tuition rates, class sizes have continued to grow, and outside resources are in jeopardy.
Overall, I disagree with supporting building a new stadium.
So in the meantime, it looks like Rams will just have to watch and wait in these months to come. This is Sarah Downey with CTV News.
The Board of Governors said that if necessary funds are raised for the stadium, an opening date wouldn't be until the year 2017.
Well, exciting events are happening around CSU this week. We've got that information for you next.
And building out of the ashes, literally. One artistic movement started in Fort Collins that commemorates one of Colorado's worst natural disasters.
You're looking for a new pet? Consider adopting from a shelter. Shelters are full of healthy and loving pets, eager to become a part of your family. To find out more, you can visit theshelterpetproject.org.
Red state, blue state.
We come from different places.
Uptown.
But when we live united, we create real lasting change in the education, income, and health of our country. Real change won't happen without you. So give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Sign up at liveunited.org.
A new project in Fort Collins inspired artists to support firefighters who battled this year's High Park fire. I spoke to the two people that started this national artistic movement, all from the remains of the fire.
From ashes to art, Tim O'Hara and Lori Joseph started a project to bring new life to old devastation.
It really came from the heart. It's one of those things where that inner voice tells you, that you're doing the right thing, and it just felt like this was an opportunity to give back.
They went to the High Park fire burn area and collected ashes for artists to use in art projects.
They can contribute the art, get it back here while the fire's still hot, so to speak, so people, it's still in their minds.
The artists received packages just like this one, including a letter, some charcoal from the fire, and a fireball.
We do have artists coast to coast. We have nearly or maybe around 30 states, so over half the country is committed. So that's pretty remarkable for that many people came on board in such short notice.
The artists came from all over, from Fort Collins to Alaska.
This one came from Maine. It's Belinda Thomas. Natalie Touchberry, I believe she's local. There's a necklace here that a woman made in Alaska. In the center of this is the charred ash.
The pieces are all being auctioned off to benefit those who risked their lives.
It's the volunteer fire department up the Poudre Canyon, and they fought the fires. They were saving other people's houses while some of their own houses burned.
Joseph said it's the hope and restoration for the area that pushed her to turn ashes into art.
Now, if you're interested in purchasing one of these pieces, you can visit their website, and that link can be found on our website at ctv11.com. And the auction goes until October 21st. And it's time for the weekly community calendar. You can stop by Corbett's Chili Challenge, which supports Poudre Valley's Fire Prevention Week. And you can also get creative with Canstruction this week. Head to the plaza Wednesday to see sculptures made out of donated cans.
Well, that's all the time we have for tonight.
Have a great night.